Testing, 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 live testing, try to make an hour live. We gotta wait a minute for it to start up. I try to get on here, I try to start it up, and it just books you off. You gotta do it like 10 times, and it keeps swiping off the screen. You're trying to start a, then you think you're gonna have to redo the whole thing, and then anyway, we got it going here. I think we got to keep watching it in case it gives out again. Try to make an hour live. You always got to wait about 30 seconds, make sure it picks up. I'm out here at the park again. Just got out of an interview, and I want to do this little live. I hadn't done anything in a few days. You can see from the title. Hopefully the title's still there after all that rigmarole just now. And you got a title of this live, Black Hole Live 113. Oh yeah, 13, lucky or unlucky 13, whatever you want to look at it. Been meaning to do this live for several days, and I did a poll on my posts. Which one thought you guys was most unfair? And it was like parents and money, and I think money came in with 60, and the other one, parents were like 30, and then some of you thought both. Anyway, I want to try to make an hour live here as I'm walking out here. And I just happen to be over by the park. I might go swimming later. It's right over here, all in the same place. I'm hoping my pappy will to the store today and get me some stuff, if you know what I mean. I'm sober as can be at the moment. I haven't had a thing to drink. And I just finished up watching all the videos, and I don't have anything else to watch right now, so I'm going to do a live, yeah. And yeah, I'm not going to show any scenery in my face, of course, as a fucking live. Oh, I'm sorry, I try to hold back the language. I'm just going to put my thing up there. I see one person's watching. So anyway, let's get on into the topic. This, as you can see, this live has a definite topic. Try to make an hour live for you guys. And of course, with the chat, they're gonna have some cars here. I'm walking over this park. It's the same park I did in that other live. It's the same place. I'm not gonna show anything. The topic of this live is the unfairness of life, parents, and money, because I think that is the root of a lot of the stuff that happens in this world. And most of it is definitely man-made, because money is the root of all evil. Well, what made money? The people. I hope you guys can hear me. Well, sometimes it gives out. It's like I'm going to talk for 5 minutes and I'll read some comments, because it kind of interrupts what I have to say when I look at it. Anyway, let's get in with it. The money is the root of all evil. What made money? Well, man. So it's man-made. And what made the people? The parents. So they're the man-makers to deal with the world. And it's kind of unfair, because I don't raise your hand if anybody remember asking to be born. I don't remember asking to be born. If I did make a conscious intent to be born, it was, shut off when I became human. And it was shut off when I became human to generate the human consciousness. I've heard that said a lot of times. Of course, this Reaper guy used to be Ignorance's Bliss. He's going on about how everything is just a puppet show. He's like a fucking psycho. He's a psycho, bitch. Anybody can... What's his name? Pardon the car. What's his name made a thing in my posts or my comments or whatever. Go check out what is in all these other people. They all got these conscious channels and everything. They all have their own insights on what consciousness is. Bob Monroe, William Bowman, all these, Tom Campbell. Anyway, that's about 10 years ago when I started listening to this stuff. And I always got to keep checking to make sure that nobody's giving out. See, Pernout says, whatever, something. Gwendolyn Martinez says hi. So let's get on to the topic, guys. I want to try to make this live about an hour and get some exercise while I'm doing it. And then I'll decide if I want to go swimming or if I want to go and fucking, look for more work, because I just came out of a job interview. Oh, we'll call you back, Friday if you maybe get a second interview next week. And like, yeah, okay. It probably won't take me, but garbage truck over there. Okay, so let's get on with this topic. The consciousness, right? You have the consciousness, right? And it comes into the world as a human. Let's wait until we get across the street here, guys. I gotta cross the street first, then we'll get into it. But yeah, that's what we're talking about on this live is parents and money and how it's like the root of all unfairness. I think that's a good thing to talk about. That is probably the best thing to talk about. Because if we're conscious beings and we're just brought here, you know, whether or not be on my, like I was just saying, if I made a conscious intent to come here, it was shut off when I became human to generate this human consciousness. Because I don't remember ever asking to be born, and I don't remember ever asking to be born in a system that's based off a piece of paper. It's like, okay, let's cross this street, and then we'll get into it. You wait for these cars to get out of the way. Yeah, while we're waiting for me to cross this freaking street, tell me what's on you minds, guys. What's going on in your crazy lives? It's Tuesday, at least ain't Monday anymore. I always sit in front of the computer trying to find work. Let's just wait a second, guys. I gotta cross the street. La la la, sunny day. I assure you the sun is shining even though you can't see it. Black hole sun, I can't get no satisfaction. La la la. Okay, here I go. Crossing the street. Here we go. Okay, so now, consciousness and free will, right? They're the same thing, right? Well, if we did make a choice to come here, it is free will choice. As consciousness and free will are pretty much the same thing. But at the same time, it's like, if consciousness and free will are the same thing, then why don't we remember asking to be born? So that's kind of unfair that parents stick all this stuff on us and argue with us like, oh, I brought you into this world. Oh, I make money so you can have money, or I took care of you all these years. Well, I don't remember ever asking to be born. Well, that's no excuse. We took care of you, and you know how they are. Now, if your parents come to you and they're like, okay, we understand that, the life is hard and everything, and you may not have remembered asking to be born, but that's not how it works. It's more like, yeah, you do it our way or the highway, or we're going to kick you out of the house. I mean, you're not a cute little baby anymore. Yeah. And then you're brought in the system I understand why they would want to make money. I understand where the concept of money would come from. I get that. But the concept of money is based off of just, trying to help other people out and get everybody in just evenly distributed system. I guess it's because people think that they can't handle themselves. But, they got to have a system based off of a monetary system, because otherwise they're going to blow their heads off. But they're probably going to do that anyway, because it's always about competition. How often does people just help each other intentionally? It does happen. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but at the same time, it's like these people, if they're helping each other, then why do we need a money? We need a money system because it's like people get to the point to where it's like, okay, we bring children in this world, and then it's like, oh, we got to have all these resources, all this abundance that's already here for us, guys. It's basically ours for the taking. I see your comments here, guys. I'm just trying to do this, but I might make another thing about this, but it's just basically ours for the taking, right? All this abundance that's already on this earth, it's already here for us to enjoy. But we got this thing like, you got to work hard and you got to earn, you got to earn your place in the world. Otherwise, you're not worthy of existing. Well, who brought me into existence? The parents. How did they do it? Oh, they made love with each other. Yeah. And so now I'm spit out of the woman's, vagina. Hope it's okay for me to say that. Because you know how community guidelines are. Because it's just like with your parents. They raise you to be basically a slave in the end. It may start out, it's just, but then eventually you got to go to preschool. I went to nursery school. How many people went to daycare? Now you can sub Very cool worms. Go right ahead and sub. I already got like 173, and I'd love another one. I love all my subscribers. I'm not monetized or anything. I mean, Tony the Tiger is still trying to go live with Gen Z. I mean, I was live with her about a week, or was that last week or the week before? I don't remember. I think it was the week before. Anyway, like I was saying, the parents bring you here, and it's like, okay, here's the world, and then eventually you go to daycare and preschool, and then you go to kindergarten, you get raised, and then it's like eventually it's like all this stuff that you don't really need, and you're supposed to go out and like, okay, now do all this stuff that you've been studying for and whatnot. And it's like, I don't know, it's just, it seems to me like, why am I studying stuff that I'm probably not even going to use? Is it because they just don't want us to be out playing in the sun or learning for ourselves, And I think we all go through this at some point in our life. And then the kids make fun of you, for instance. And then you try to tell your parents about it. And they're like, well, what'd you do first? Or you try to tell the teacher about it. Well, they'll, I think I hope you guys can hear me well. I think a lot of people go through that, where they're like, okay, this is kind of weird. Why am I here in this system? Why am I doing these things? I'd rather just go out and play or go swimming or just, go to the park or something. I'm at the park. Why the hell do I go to the park? Why do these other guys like Steve Brown and Life is Over 896, why do they go to the fucking cemetery? Why do I go to church even though I think the way I fucking do? I go for atmosphere. I go because I believe we're great consciousnly in some form or another. Now that Reaper guy, he's entitled to, it's like, this is the way it is. We have puppets in a game. Well, yeah, because that's probably, I think the consciousness is so spectacular, it will allow you to believe whatever you want. And if that is the case, and we really are under the control of a psycho, then, and we're all just going to get snuffed out of existence, then I wouldn't worry about it. Because like he said in his video yesterday, or it's like, if the guy if we go, then he's going to still have to be alive, He's still going to have to exist even though we're not existing. So we don't got nothing to worry about. And of course, Benedictine the Truth, he just made a video. If you guys don't know who this guy is, my channel is all about just life in general. Benedictine's channel is about, truthfulness and, everybody's got their own thing. And, dead myths about prison. My channel is about just anything. And he's like, Benedictine the Truth made a video today or yesterday. He's like, okay, it's just a show. Stop caring. Stop caring. And then, because caring is what gives you problems. Caring is what causes the issues in life. When it's like the world is trying to make you think or care about things and think that you care about things, and it's trying to get its energy from you and all that. So it's good advice. I think Tuesday is usually the day of the week when I think the best, guys. Because, there ain't, Leonard, I don't think anybody else is here right now. And that's okay. I see all these other guys making lives like Meaningless Cycle. And sometimes I look on Steve Brown, his channel. He's made 2 or others. And he keeps coming back. I think he's coming back for good this time. I see on their channel, it's like, oh, they don't got no likes or, but they got views, but they don't have many likes. But that's fine. It's just, it's just about the content and what resonates with you. You make your own content, see if it helps other people out. They make their content, see if it helps, it's about what resonates with you. And following community guidelines. But, the sun is going to come up tomorrow, and we're all going to have to deal with this world and cope with it somehow. So, anyway, let's get back to the topic. Religion and everything. He just made a video about religion, Steve Brown did. It's about people going to the, it's everything just being regulated is what it is. Everything trying to regulate itself. What else could it be, guys? It's because it's all just like with your parents. Everything's trying, in school, they're trying to regulate you. Do you really care about this stuff? How many people actually care about what they learn in school? Just like with Benedictine the Truth video. Do we care that we learn? No, not really. it's always the things that we do care about. That's what, just like Benedictine the Truth says, like, oh, it's going to try to make you lose it because you care about it. But all this other crap you don't give a fuck about, oh, yeah, you got to go to school. You got to go. It's always trying to force you into stuff you don't want to do because that's a hell realm, just like he says on his channel. And I agree. I think look how dense and all the suffering everything is here. It's a hell realm. I totally agree with everything Benedictine says. Pretty much everything everybody says. The only thing I can say that I may not fully agree with is the Reaper channel, because I believe that is true, that we're all just being controlled by something, yes, but I also believe that everything has to, where's that controller guy come from? It's just everything can just mold the consciousness, but at the same time, I totally get that thing about, there's no free will. Benedictine, the Truth, he talks about that. There's no free will. It's just the universe just reacting to its or whatever, trying to. Okay, I'm just reading comments, but anyways, let's get back to the topic. We talk about the parents and the control in the school. So anybody like, okay, we don't really care about this stuff, and so how that's not fair, right? Because the topic of this live is the unfairness of life through money and parents. I even made a joke in the title, like Monday, no money. I meant to say money. And it's funny because Monday is the beginning of going off and being a slave. And it's funny, big from you. I'm just glad it's Tuesday now, because Monday we'll be back in 6 days, though. The only thing I hate about Sunday is the next day is Monday. Anyway, back to the topic. The parents bring you here, and we're all just here. We get out of school after all that studying, and then it's like, okay, now what? Well, you got to find a job. Well, what job? Something that fits your experience. Well, what if you don't have any experience? Well, something that fits what you've been studying. It's just like a scam. They make you pay all that money, and then you got to go and find work. That's probably not going to be something you're interested in. I mean, if you're lucky enough to know what you want to do. Because, after all that memorizing facts that they make you go through, probably pound all the creativity out of you. You don't have time to really know what you want to do. There are those people that know what they want to do, and then they do it, and they realize, wait a minute, just like having kids, and wait a minute, maybe this is not really what I wanted. But anyway, you get a job, and then you might get too much stress, or it might be too much work, or you may not like the environment. And it's like, okay, you get fired from that job, so now what? That's going to be like on your record, and it's like, what have you been, you go to interviews, what have you been doing? You got to make sure that you tell them. I mean, some people, that's why people got to lie on their resumes and at their interviews. It's like, oh, well, I've just been looking for work, because if they try to tell them what really happened, they might get frowned on. Because every job I've ever had, I've been hired at the interview, and it usually has to do with me just sitting there and just like, yeah, I'm a good worker. And I try not to tell them anything negative. Just be positive. Yes, I worked here. I don't tell them why I left. Well, I felt like I wanted to try other things. But what really happened was I was under a lot of stress, and trying to keep up and whatever. I don't tell them what's really going on. But anyway, so yeah, it's kind of unfair that our parents bring us here, whether or not we remember asking to be born, and try to tell us that we owe them something when we're already struggling to, make this thing that we created, because it is something we created. They print out off the trees and print more every day. And it is kind of unfair that people got to do that stuff in order to just, if we're all going to die eventually anyway. And why do we got to have a system where we're always trying to, overcome each other or whatever, however you want to look at it? It doesn't seem like that many people are watching right now. I guess a lot of people are at work, or they're just trying to avoid me. They're afraid of the black hole's going to suck them up. They're going to fall down to Wonderland and never be able to get back. Just like in the thing, oh, you're just sleeping. I'm talking about Alice in Wonderland. Of course, there's a movie, The Matrix, which is, all this stuff. I mean, it's all different perspectives, because that's all these movies, all these music and games and all this stuff that they've created. Not only is it for coping, but it's also from somebody just creating something from their consciousness. And that's, where does all this stuff come from? Oh, it's just an illusion. Of course it's an illusion. And the consciousness it's just, what does it say in the Matrix? There's a difference between knowing the path and walking the path. I mean, you can sit here while you listen to this live. Someone who has much to say, there's always suffering going on at every moment, but there's also nice things going on. Is you can think about your favorite movie, your favorite song, or your favorite game or whatever. There's a big difference between knowing what it is and actually experiencing it. Look at all these squirrels. I thought that one was a squirrel in front of me looked like it was dead. Just sitting there like that. And it's like, no, it's fine. Got up and walked away. Sometimes I see people out here on these chairs feeding the squirrels and everything. Been out here several times over the summer. Anyway, what was I saying? There's a big difference between knowing the path and walking the path. A big difference, because there's always going to be people that are just trying to be better than other people. And the fact of the matter is, life is what we make of it, and we are what we are. And we're struggling to reach this thing that never seems to be available to us because, we don't have enough money, or our family doesn't like us doing that. It's just like you said, like Benedict King the Truth said, like it seems like every time you care about something, you're kind of pushing it away. Like if you have a girlfriend and you want to get rid of her, act like you care, and then she'll go away. But if you try to be all passive and everything, and just be all, then they'll stay with you. Ever notice that? I mean, every time you seem to care about something, you end up usually having to lose it. Anyway, I wonder how Gen Z's doing. I was on her live a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if you can go live with 3 people. I just know that me and her, 2 people, was on. Now, if that Tony the Tiger got on, maybe we all 3 of us could get on, but I don't know. I kind of want to have him do his own live with her, like I did. It seems fair to me. But I don't know how you got to give out the email, your email or something, some kind of email, and you got to give a link out, and they can join the live. Anyway. But yeah, that's pretty much all the problems in the world come from. It said in the poll that I did, I polled everybody on my channel in the post, and they said that money would probably be a little, more people voted for money being more unfair than parents. And yeah, I could get that, because the parents, they just want to make love, or maybe they don't know any better, or what they're doing, or I just want a kid, and I can get that. But money was made just to try to regulate, because most everything in this world is about regulating something. And that's where all this stress and all these people doing all these crazy things comes from. They're tired of being controlled. Because society or whatever, government, whatever you want to call it, it's like tired of, what's going to happen if we try to fix it to where everybody can just do whatever they want. There's going to be a lot of crap, right? I think it's more like if we try to regulate it too much, then people are going to get even sicker than they would if we just let everything be. Because crap is going to happen, but it's like all we have is a here and now moment, and no really knows what the hell is going to happen. So it's just people end up making love, and they don't get no abortion or nothing. They have kids, and they just got to deal with all this controlled, a lot of it, not all of it, a lot of it BS. There's always people there's always going to be people that fucking with each other, trying to be better than each other. Anyway, let's see, we've been on 25 minutes. How you guys like the live so far? Go ahead and give me some comments. Not many people are watching right now. I guess people are at work, whatever. I'm around this park, nothing better to do. This hill over here, I might climb it here in a minute. I'm just walking around. I parked that way over there, walking around at least once, just like I did the other day. And of course, it is going to be fucking August here pretty soon, which is fucking unbelievable, because right over there is a field where I did that crazy video last week, right when Hulk Hogan died and everything. And then that Jamal Warner, what is it? Janelle Wise, that's a Family Matters guy. I don't know if he was like the guy on Bill Cosby, and then what's his name? All these people. I always say how people die in threes, and it's like 4 or 5 this time. But people just, where do people go when they die? Where do people go when they go to sleep? I mean, there's got to be something beyond this world, because everything just can't come from nothing. And then the parents have kids, and they bring them in a world that's monetized, be controlled. And it's kind of unfair because we're just here and we got to deal with all these feelings and emotions, and we got to deal with interacting with each other. We got to deal with the monetary system that's been put in place trying to control each other. And that's usually what drives people mad, is having to submit to everything all the time. You got to submit to this God figure in church. You got to submit to your parents because they brought you here. You got to submit to this work system whether you like it or not. That's what drives people mad more than anything, because they're tired of not being able to just kick. I mean, they don't care about all this stuff. And it's like parents, they took care of you, but why should they put themselves on some pedestal or something to where they're like better than you or something? Fuck that. It's just, that's just the ego always gets in the way. Even here when I'm talking about it, it's like I can understand why parents are like that, because, I had the kid, I brought him here. You have no right to speak to me about how I should raise my kid, yet blah, blah, blah. They never go into the mind of the kids. Like maybe the kid don't remember even asking to be here, and they just don't care about it. You could send them down into a room and try to fuck them up with a blindfold, and they still wouldn't give a fuck. And they still got to do all this stuff that's based on money. All the abundance is there. It's all there, but no, you can't have it unless you make this money. You got to be a slave to this piece of paper, and you got to love what you're doing so it won't be slavery. What if there ain't nothing that you give a fuck about doing? What if everything is just fleeting and it's just, okay, now what? What do I do now? I mean, I got all this money. Okay, I'm going to buy a mansion. Am I going to be happy in the mansion? I don't know. Maybe for a little while. I would always go to all those hotel stays and always be nice for a while. And then after a while, I'd be like, okay, why am I really here? So I can sit in the spa and have a view and have people bring me stuff and be in somewhere other than where it gets old. After you get tired of stuff and you want something else. Anyway, I'm gonna shut up and stop rambling for a minute and see what you guys have to say. Nobody's really coming on. Nobody's really watching right now. I guess everybody's off doing their own thing. Be nice to see Gen Z and Tony Tiger do a live. He just started doing lives the other day. I've been on almost all of them. He was on this morning for about 5 minutes when I was waking up. They go, this stupid interview, they won't hire me either. I was like, oh, it's going to be a whole nother week. I had one guy that I went to, and he said, oh, it's going to be 2 whole weeks. But God, it's too long. And let's see, all these people, you can have all the experience in the world, and they just don't call you. It's like, oh, we'll call you Friday if you want. And you sit there Friday afternoon, nothing happens. And the fucking weekend, you got to wait till Monday or start begging people again. That's pain. That's why when you have a job, you need just like Benedict the Truth said, you need to act like you don't care and be more detached and all. Otherwise, nothing's really going to happen. So anyway, guys, I already got 2 likes. I hope somebody else comes on and says hi or something. I hope you guys can hear me well. Sometimes the wind, I try to keep the wind out of the way, and I try to make sure the thing doesn't stop on me, and I try to make sure that it's not, I hope that there's nothing really can do about all the static. I mean, that just happens sometimes. But it hadn't happened for a while. Right now, I'm standing up here on this hill. Might go over some business, if you know what I mean. I did that last time I was here in that live from, 10 days ago. Yeah, I'm going to go over here and do what I need to do, and I'm going to be right back, guys. Anybody wants to come on and say hi, I'd be more than welcome to be back. Just, give me a second. And I got my swimsuit on. I got my swimsuit on underneath my pants here, just in case I would decide to go swimming, because it's a pain in the ass when I try to go in there and I fucking go in the bathroom. I gotta take my pants off, and it's a pain in the ass. Just put your damn swimsuit on under your pants. Then all you gotta do is take them off in the car, or, take them in with you. I don't even use a locker when I go. I go out there and they got the shoes all over the place, and I just set everything on the floor. One time, all the water just spilled out of the pool, the river pool that they got out there, the Hurricane Harbor, Oklahoma City, because that's where I live. I'm not going any further than that, though. And it's like, okay, the fucking water spilled out, and almost all my stuff washed away. That fucking sucks. That's what happened, though. Okay, so anyway, I'm done rambling for now. That's the first half of my live. I'm going to try to do another 30 minutes. It's already been 1.5 hour, and I'll try to do another half hour. Second half will be about me just reading stuff and, reacting and saying whatever else is on my mind, which is nothing at the moment other than the fact that parents bring us here. Now we're expected to go into this monetized system, and we don't remember ever asking to be born. Now that's not fair, is it? That doesn't seem fair to me. It seems a little far-fetched. That seems like, okay, now we got to put on a smile no matter how we're feeling or thinking, no matter what we do, just because you had sex and because society or whatever, because society is just, that's all man-made. They decided to create this little piece of paper called money, and now we gotta get motivated. Get motivated. Up 2, 3, 4. Salute your boss. Salute your master. I do what I do for you. Now you do for me. It's more like I'm not going to do nothing for you unless you do for me. You brought me into the world, and I'm just we're all just fucking here, and Jesus fuck. I mean, it's just why is everything got to be so serious? Why is everything got to be so monetized? Why is everything got to be so cutthroat and feeling like you're struggling all the time? There are people that have millions and they feel like they're miserable. They commit suicide and everything. Just Jesus fuck. I mean, I don't recommend it, but they get tired of it. They get tired of the same thing. It's like I'm going to be at this job for years, and it's like one day something goes wrong. It's like, okay, fuck, I'm fired. Now what? And it's like, you got why did this happen to me? Or what am I going to do? And why is it? It's just never this struggle, everything. You got all this money, and it's still hard to be happy. Money, all this stuff about money isn't everything. It sure the hell will buy you stuff and keep you surviving. What we are going to die anyway, and you can still feel empty even when you got all this crap. And your parents, if they're even still alive, they'll be like, oh, are you happy? Come over and see me for the holidays. Come over to see the family. Come do this, come do that with us. If you don't spend enough time with me at dinner time and go off in your room living with parents, there's a hell of a lot of that with all the inflation. Then I was like, why don't you want to be outside with me? Why, go off and hide. I don't want, go off to this vocation school. Go off to this or that. Don't you? Clean things up more. You're not cleaning the house good enough. Buddy, when I see something, I clean it. I try to clean. I want everything clean just as much as you, but I'm not going to be like, it's like some, offering them over the lawn. Okay, well, I got it. That kind of thing. But then it's like, you're just sitting there relaxing. It's like, wait, why aren't you doing this or that? And it's like, yeah, well, okay, fine. You're just always struggling to get along. Sometimes it happens better than other times. Chevy Studio says, what's up, Black Hole? Well, I'm halfway into my live, and I'm doing this 113th official live on my channel about parents' money. I think it's going well. Dre Clark, good. What's up, buddy? I see you on Meaning Cycle. I don't know what's going on with that guy, that Risky Music guy. He hadn't been on in a while. I tried to email him the other day, and he just, didn't. I tried to donate him. I would like to donate to the guy, but I'm broke. I can't do much without any money. I mean, maybe you can still donate to him, but I can't. I don't know what's going on with that guy. He'll be back when he's ready. Anyway, let's get on with the topic. Let's talk more about parents and money. Money was created by man in order to create a more sophisticated society, right? Yeah, well, here's the thing. Everything's already there. The planet was there before people were ever even born. So what does that tell you about the planet? It tells you that people are fixing it to where no one can think for themselves. No one can just go out and get what they need on their own. No, you got to do it through me. You got to have my permission. That's fucked up. Now that's fucked up. People will be like, no, Black Hole, that's awesome. It's just, we're just trying to care for people and everything. I'm going to go out in the same field I did that stupid video from last week. It's the same place. I'm at the same place. They give fucking, here's all this stuff. We gave it to you, but you got to work for it. I mean, you work for it, and so that makes sense. But if you don't work for it, then it's like, ooh, you're not doing your part. You're not earning your keep. You're living with your parents. Why can't you get your, well, because a lot of stuff is too expensive. If you're lucky enough to even have something that you can get a hold of, most of the time it's just scraping by. Who in their right mind wants to wait for their parents to go to the store so they can have what they want to eat? I mean, I'm fucking having to do that. I mean, it's like I want to go and get my own stuff. Who wants to have to wait for their parents to be able to buy them gas so they can go out on interviews and beg these people for work so you can do things on your own again? Who wants to feel like a damn loser? Not that you are, at whatever age you may be. There are people 30, 40 years old living with their parents, and their parents are going to just, not all the time, but, every so often they're going to push your button, and they're going to be like, why are you out all day? Why are you sitting out? Why are you out taking walks all the time? Why aren't you cleaning the house? Yeah, well, I was doing just fine until the world got in the way and the pandemic hit. The scandemic. It's like, oh, don't jump back, talk to me. It's like you're 34 years old talking to your parents like you're 5 years old. What the fuck? And it's like, okay, you got to have a good attitude. How are you going to get a job if you don't have a good attitude? You sit there at the interview. You go to work every day. Okay, let's go. Let's do it. If you can get some momentum going, because that's what gets me through the day, is having some momentum. If you don't have momentum, then you ain't going to go that far. Because it's just, you're going to just be watching the clock. And there are those jobs where you don't have nothing to fucking do. And it's like you're just sitting there, like, oh, you can't be on your phone, you can't sit down, you can't go to the bathroom. Motherfucker, I mean, it's just like in school, and they tell you, you can't go, I gotta go to the bathroom. I've heard stories about people that have to pee in their pants because people wouldn't fucking let them go to the bathroom. It's like, what the fuck? But that's kind of what goes on in this world, guys. Because everybody's like, you gotta work for us. Otherwise, we're gonna be like, wait a minute, you're not doing your part, you're not earning your keep. You need to be punished. You need to have some discipline. I'm just fucking trying to get through the day. My parents brought me here. How many of you guys have had these thoughts in your head? My parents brought me. I mean, you don't say it out loud. Yeah, the end of the world. And now I'm like, I gotta be, I'm aware of the fact that I'm gonna die. My parents know that I'm gonna die. This God or whatever, even if it exists, knows that I'm gonna fucking die. But I still gotta earn my keep, and otherwise I feel guilty. And there's some of those people don't even feel guilty when it's like, okay, I did all this crap, but I don't care. Just like with Benedictine the Truth video, I know I keep bringing that up. I don't care, so fuck it. Be detached. That's probably why a lot of things are the way in the world. That people just don't give a fuck. They say, you know what, I don't give a fuck anymore. I just need to have food on the table. I just need to have, a drink when I feel like it. I want to be able to go places in my car and go on trips every so often. And I don't have time to have these people not allowing me to do that because I wasn't a good little slave fuck. I need to do what my parents told me to do because they raised me. And otherwise, they just make you feel guilty. Like, oh, we gave you all this stuff. Yeah, well, you had sex. I wouldn't be here if you had. How in the hell am I supposed to, even if I am spiritually aware, how am I supposed to incarnate as a physical human being, or for any form for that matter, if some female and male don't give their sperm and fertilize an egg, embryo, fetus, voila, another slave to the system. That's usually how it works, because we're all going to die. The abundance is here. The food is here. All we got to do is plant something and grow something. All we got to do is do a little farm and help each other. And, hell, we could be vegetarians and even get rid of the fucking animals eating each other thing. But, humanity chooses to be this way. They choose to make a monetary system where you got to be regulated. They want it to be like that. They want to make sure that nobody ever really thinks for themselves. They want to make sure they just contribute. They earn their keep. And the fucking animals having to die so you can have a steak and fucking chicken in the fucking restaurant or whatever. Go to the drive-in, have some Kentucky Fried. Go to the fucking McDonald's, and some of that food is even worse than fucking Kentucky Fried. But it's still, it tastes good, and it's all that, all that stuff they put in the foods, whatever. I mean, that's probably a lot of it probably isn't even necessary. But yeah, I think this is the time of the week where my mind is at its best peak. Because I got a whole fucking another week of whatever in front of me, and I'm just trying to. I just went through Monday, and it's not even Wednesday. I'm just trying to, going up that hill, trying to fucking keep a level head. But yeah, a lot of this stuff with money and everything would probably be going away if everybody would just help each other and be more lenient with each other and understand that nobody's perfect. What does it say in that movie, The Seabiscuit? Like, you show me something that's perfect, I'll show you something that's not. What is perfect, man? What the hell is perfect mean? Perfect is a matter of perspective. You help each other and everything would happen more easily. But most of the time people are like, do it my way. Because I don't really give a fuck what your way is. Well, I don't really care what your fuck way is either. So why don't we just mind each other's business and help each other with the necessities and leave each other the hell alone and help each other in between. But no, it's like, no. There's always going to be that big no. This is the way it needs to be done. You need to do it this way. And then the best way to deal with that is just act like you don't give a fuck, even though you do give a fuck. And then it'll look like you're giving a fuck, even though you're really not giving a fuck. Because if you act like you care, you get all emotional, and that's when you fuck up. You get too much mental breakdown, too much emotional attachment. You need to detach yourself, and it'd be easier for you to deal with that stuff. But yeah, it's always about pleasing the work people, pleasing the parents, pleasing this, that, or the other, pleasing God, whatever. Even if I believe that God is just source, I am consciousness, free will, whatever you want to call it. A lot of people don't think free will exists, that it's impossible, and that's fine. But if free will doesn't exist, then how can consciousness exist? How can we exist? How can this puppet master, whatever it is, Reaper talks about exist? I don't know. Why do we get on YouTube to make videos? We're coping. We're trying to help others feel better. We're trying to, the free will thing. It's like, it seems to me like it's just, we're all just, I do agree with, because I believe that anything's possible. It's just random programs. And we're all just reacting to things, programs and whatnot. And whatever happens to us. And it's just almost everything is monetized because you can't do anything without that paper money. I mean, you got to have the money to do anything. They just fix it that way. It's like, you're not worthy of taking care of things unless you be a slave for me. Even though I had you, the parents bring you here, and now you got to earn your keep with all the companies and whatnot. Otherwise, you're not contributing. So if you're not contributing to society, so why should society contribute to you? When what it really most of the time is I don't remember ever wanting to be here, but I still got to act like I care about this stuff, even though I ultimately probably don't. So it's crazy. It's insane. That's the definition of insanity is you're trying to do the same thing and it never works. We're always trying to regulate everything and nothing ever changes. So why does the system got to be this way? It's something to think about. It's something to consider. But at the same time, it's like, all throughout history, people have been slaves. All throughout history, people have had to just be wage slaves, slaves of all kinds. It's just modern slavery. It's just, and most of the time, it's just basically just, getting through the day so you can at least have something to eat and wake up and go the next day. And it shouldn't be that way. And it's just all because a man and woman have sex. And that's fucked up. That seems a little far-fetched to me. It seems to me like we ought to live in a system where everybody just helps each other, and then we could lovingly bring children into the world. But if parents are just going to make love and have kids, and it's like, you live under my roof and blah, 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 you got to be a slave, you're a wage slave, you got to do a company policy, where's the love? There's no love in that. It's just slavery. It's all business. There's no soul in it. There's no passion in it. It's just being a damn robot. And a fucking robot's probably going to fuck everything up as well. But I hope not. I mean, it'd be nice if they could just make convenience and we just disable the whole fucking monetary system altogether. But, that probably isn't going to fucking happen. Oh, God. Okay. Let me read some comments. I've been on for about 10 minutes, so let me read some comments. Chevio said, yeah, I read that. Rick Clark, right, I'm trying to see what happened to Rooski. Yeah, that guy's kick-ass. I wonder what happened to him. Yeah, we make everything about business, Drake Clark. That's right. That's what I'm saying. We make everything about business. We make everything about going to work, wake up, show your parents some respect. We did this for you. That seems unfair to me. That's the topic of this live. It seems unfair that a man and woman have sex and that we're just here and it's like everything is just set up for us to just fail, right? Because we don't remember asking to be born. We're just here, and it's like, Okay, we made love. Now you need to go do this. And we took care of you. Now you need to go do this. It's never about the kid. That's selfish as fuck. That's unfair as fuck. It's never about the kid. It's about the parent. The parent has a kid, and it's like, okay, you need to do this. And then all the companies are sitting there like, okay, here we are. Now let's see what favoritism. Let's see. Okay, I want this one. I want this one. And all the while, the kid is like, what in the fuck? I don't remember. Why should I have to earn my keep when I don't remember asking to be here? And why in the hell do I got to kiss all these people's ass when things don't got to be this way? And it's like there's three. I was saying on Tony the Tiger's live in the chat yesterday when I just finished my freaking application crap, because I hate filling. I usually just do it on Monday. I told him in the chat, there's three kinds of people. Number one, there's parents. Number two, there's normies. Number three, there's people like us. Don't give a fuck, and we're just trying to survive with all the stuff that's been fucking created for us. And it's just fucking crazy, guys, that we live in a world like that where we can't just, the unfairness. Most people don't even know what the word fair means, other than just that amusement park that people go to around September with the Ferris wheels and the roller coasters. I'm not talking about that kind of fair with the cotton candy and the corn dogs and the clowns and circus and escapades. I'm talking about real life. Why do people go to Disney World? Why do people go and do all this stuff in the Bahamas and Hamptons? Because they're trying to fucking escape the life of this stupid controlled system that they've created for us and we don't remember asking for. Doesn't that seem unfair, guys? That's fucking unfair. I would scream, but I don't want these idiots looking at me. That's unfair. Scream with me. That's unfair. It is unfair. If we live in a fair system, then parents would make love and they would know how the world is, and they would just be like, yeah, I brought you here and I'm going to take care of you because that's kind of my job. And then everybody else would be like, you know what, fuck the system. Let's just, have this guy come in one day and another guy come in another day, and fuck money. Let's just help each other, and everything, the benefits of everything. We'll give you the benefit of the doubt if we don't know what's going on inside your head or your, how are you feeling? We'll be like, you know what, you're a whole different person than me, and I'm gonna. But that's not how it works. This is how it works. We had you do this. Okay, we're going to pick this guy. Everybody else can starve because they didn't, we don't have enough available. Or you didn't follow company policy. You're fired. What the fuck? We don't remember asking to be here, and it doesn't got to be this way, and it pisses us the fuck off. And then you wonder why we're upset. Son of a bitch. Oh my God, fucking God. I don't believe it. Sometimes I don't believe I actually live in this world. But then it's like, oh, he's being negative. You're damn right I'm being negative. Because everybody thinks different and expects all this stuff from you that's hard to even attain, and you don't remember asking to be here. That's unfair, and that is fucked up, period. And we're all just got to make the best of it. Oh, that's life. You got to make the best of it. That's always a response you get. That's life. You got to make the best of it. You motherfucker, why in the hell does it got to be that way? Well, that's the way it is. It's always been that way. We change it. Ew, we got a thinker here. Slap, back to work. Oh God, people, but I'm just trying to make life better. No, you're being selfish. You're the one that's selfish because you made it this way. And it's just a constant war throughout all history. And the slaves back in the day in the South, or way back in the Hebrews and everything, they were the Egyptians. A lot of them just did it because they didn't know any better, and they just went with it. I'm out in this field here where I can talk better. Let's fucking wait for this plane to fly over here. Yeah. Where the fucking inventions come from? All these things that we invented, the trains, the planes, the cars. Someone had to think of them, right? How did they think of them? They didn't have anybody else getting in their way. They went and did it their way, and look how many people it benefited. But then it's like, okay, now it's this way. Well, it wouldn't be that way if somebody hadn't made it that way. Somebody's always creating it. So, people, parents create the kids, and it's like, okay, well, you got to do all this stuff. Why? Well, because I had you and because I took care of you. Why? You always got to ask why. because I'm your parent. Why? Because I had you. Why? Because I wanted you to bring you into the world. Why? Because I love you. Why? And you go this far, and then people will be like, you know what? Did you drink too much last night? Did you? Did you stay up playing video games, or what is it? You didn't answer the question. Oh, you're being disrespectful. You guys know what I mean. You're trying to get to the meat of why things are the way they are and why they can't be changed. People are just running away from that. Hey, I do the same thing, guys. I had my father was like standing in front of me the other day. It's like, oh, why don't you go to tech school or something? I kind of just got up and walked out. I didn't want to talk about it. Here comes another plane. It's like it's not that I just don't want to have to do something that I don't want to do, but I'll do it if I have to do it because there's no other way, because the system ain't going to change because there's not enough people to make it want to change. And even if it does change, it's usually for one or two people that won't move out somewhere and get away from it all. Because the system ain't going to change because you want it to change. The system's only going to change if people make it change. You can't just want something and there's just not enough people, because there's always going to be the regulators, the people that'll lock you away because you're trying to be, because you're open-minded. That's what school is about. It's trying to remove all the creativity and you impound you with all these facts that you're probably not even going to remember. Then one day you wake up and it's like, okay, what do I want to do with my life? Well, you should have been thinking about that all along. How? When I got all this homework to do. I got all this stuff that happened all those years ago. Probably nobody really even cares about. You need to know who, taxation or that representation is and all this stuff they pound into. You need to know about Lutheranism, fucking religions and everything. Who really gives a fuck? Anyway, let me read some comments. Let me just say it's nice to have you here on my live, Dre Clark, because we both spend a lot of good lives together on that Meaningless Cycle channel. I just don't know what's going on with that guy. Probably because he's struggling so hard. That's why he's always asking people to donate to his channel. Anyway, hope I see him again. Hope we see him again soon. I am take parenting so seriously, so much I don't want to have one. I don't want to have no kids either, because it's too much of a pain in the ass. Everybody's struggling, yeah. It's just especially with summer ending now and everything. It's like, okay, well, summer's over. I mean, it's not too bad being out of work when it's in the summertime, but then it's like, okay, it's like you're kind of used to that from school anyway. You need to get back to work. Hopefully it's not too much. Let me read another one. We had to speak negative and we accept everything. We don't question nothing. Well, the reasons for that is like they try to pound all that out of you. They want to, we don't accept everything. Yeah, not everybody accepts everything because they're like, it's like, it just doesn't feel right. This doesn't feel right. There's something wrong here. Why are we living like this? Why are people having to die in wars? Why is Jesus having to get nailed to the cross? And all these Hebrews for the Ten Commandments. Oh, because God is loving, and He's gonna, on the other side, everything just opens up because now you're dead, and that kind of thing, or just like with the ark and all this biblical stuff, if you even believe all that crap. As a lot of it's probably, I think it is, a lot of it is man-made. It's just trying to work its way into your subconscious so that you'll be a good little obedient slave. I mean, just like with movies and everything, all this stuff, just like watching a movie or, just knowing, like I was saying before, knowing the path and walking the path, it comes real when you're sitting there watching it. But if you're just thinking about it, it's like, yeah, I've seen that movie. Yeah, they're a good music, man. Yeah, but that's a good video game. But when you actually sit down in front of the TV set or whatever, or go to the concert and actually do it, it's like all these feelings and thoughts. And why? What is that? I mean, why do you got all these feelings and thoughts when you actually do something, but not when you're just referring to it? Because it's all just information, and you're experiencing the information firsthand, as like first person. You're not just talking about it anymore. I believe that's kind of how the universe works. Like, all this reference crap, and it's like, it just comes to be when you experience it. It's like when you go to sleep at night. What if everything already exists and it's just waiting to be experienced? Because we're always focused on all these worldly things. Parents bringing you here, having to make money, which is the whole topic of this fucking life. And you never notice what's really going on and why everything is the way it is, and why can't we change it, or why? Because people are afraid. It's like Dre says there, we're afraid to accept change. We're afraid to try to move into something that's different than, people are always afraid of what's different. People are always, it's a fear-based society. Oh, I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to steal this. if I try to steal a peanut from the fucking grocery store, because there are all those people that'll steal like a peanut from the fucking grocery store and say, oh my god, I saw you put that in your pocket, and then another guy will walk out with a big stereo, no one will even notice. It's just everything's backwards. Everything, you're always having to struggle for everything, and it's just the parents bring you into a world like that, and they think that having their kid is just going to change the world or something. It's like, oh, I love my kid, and there's just not enough people to change the system, because it's always about just struggling, waking up and doing the same thing every day, and it's a fear-based society, and they're afraid of what might happen if you try to do something different. Anyway, guys, let me see how long it's been. We're coming up on an hour now, so I'll make it a little bit longer. What percentage is my phone at? 47%. Okay, so Pink Dos Go Civi, if I said that right, says hi. Hello. We're gonna make the live a little bit longer because I don't want to, not too much longer, because I don't want to waste too much of my phone, and I still haven't decided if I'm going to go for a swim or not. Most of the time I just sit in there in the parking lot listening to fucking YouTube videos, and if I can overrun with depression, I go out for a dip. It always feels good afterwards, of course, but in a way, everybody's struggling. I'm on YouTube about 90% of the day. Any other thing is when I'm either going over there to that church and deluding myself with good atmosphere, or if I'm taking a nap, or maybe watching a game show. That's about all I ever do anymore. It's hard to really be the way you used to be when you were growing up, because when you're a kid, they feed you all these fantasies and, dare I say it, lies. Because what is a lie? It's something that has not existed, or you cannot experience in the physical world without having some kind of mind job or anything, because everything is consciousness. But if you have something like that, it's like, there ain't no Santa Claus, no, there ain't no physical Easter Bunny, get all this crap out of your head, all this stuff you actually think is a physical thing, which it is not. I mean, you can dream about it and fantasize about it, sure. But there ain't no physical Santa Claus. There ain't no physical all this stuff. I mean, all these things that just can't exist in the physical world because it's too dense here, and dare I say it, it's too fucking mundane. It's hell. It's hell. Let's talk about being, and it's like, oh, you go to even worse hell. If this hell becomes too much of a hell, then another hell is even going to be worse than this one, because you fucking made this such a fucking living hell for yourself, and now it's like, you're going to go even worse hell. And it's all because you had to care too much, or because you had to react too much. Well, I think it's more about whatever your expectations of whatever the fuck reality should be. That should be what becomes your heaven or hell. It's like hell is other people, because they don't think like you, and you got to adapt to them. You got to make sure that you try to let them in. Try not to be so selfish, right? Your parents, it works this way to your parents. It's like, it gets to the point where they give you such a headache. It's like, okay, fine, I'll mop the floor. Let's not argue. I don't want to argue with you. It doesn't feel good to argue. It gives me a headache. It's like sitting there filling applications. I'm tired of filling this crap out. Give me the job. Let's get rid of all these headaches. And you have hard times in your job. Well, get some more people here so that one person doesn't have to carry the whole workload. Change the system. Make things better. But there's just not enough people willing to do that. Okay. I think I did pretty good with this live. What do you guys think? I think I'm done yapping. Other than the fact there's just so much to talk about with this topic. I might do another one in the future, but this is all about, exploring the unfairness of why we would have kids just to have be in a slave system, and the unfairness of life with parents, and all the arguments and all the mishaps and all the ways they make you feel. And it's like, well, I brought you here, deal with it. And then it's like the monetary system. It's like, okay, now you need to have all this work and you get all this paid money if you have enough, if you even have enough. But if you don't have enough, then the hell will you fucking go sit on the street or something, and we'll hell with, don't come back until you're ready to be a good slave, if we even accept you anymore after all the tantrum or the disrespect. And just fucking, why can't we just get along? When you bring kids in the world, we need to have a system where everybody just gets along. Because that's not fair, bringing into a system that's going to be cutthroat like that. Favoritism only. We're going to pick the right ones, and we're going to fix it to where nothing ever changes. And all the while you're sitting there going, why in the fuck did it gotta be like this? Why did you bring me in this fucking world? It's it's like a triangle. Like I said, three people fucking fighting with each other. The normies, the parents, and the kids that don't remember asking to be born, and they're all just in a war with each other, man. And it's just nothing ever happens, nothing ever gets done. It's just the same crap every day. Nobody feels good or thinks good, and everything just fucking, nothing ever changes, and nothing moves anywhere. Nothing ever real happens. That's why we got to go to music concerts and watch movies and play video games and whatever, go swimming or what, take walks, or drink or responsibly, because we're coping with all the mundaneness, hell that we've created with people that don't think like us, and it's fucked up, and we need to learn to work together and system where you bring kids into it and it just helps each other. But we don't live in that fucking system, and we need to make it that way, and nobody wants to do it, and Jesus fuck. This is a crazy world we're living in, guys, and we're all just doing the best we fucking can to cope with it, and I'm just fucking about to pass out in this field. Anyway, I'm talking for a second. Let me gather myself. I gotta make a live. I think I might have already made a live about all this fucking crap, but now we're doing it for sure. Give me a second, guys, and I'll read some comments. Just give me 1 second, guys. I'm struggling figuring out what the hell to do with no money and no job, and I'm tired of trying to get a job. And I know that everybody's struggling, and it's just, I know what you're going through, guys, and I want to have something that I'm happy with, and then die and hopefully go to a better fucking place than this unfair hellhole where nobody changes nothing. It's just, it's always been that way. And so we need to keep procreating, keep the system running. Why? Just like I was saying a minute ago, why? Why did you love me? Why did you bring me into the world? Well, yeah, we just wanted a kid. It's just I am that I am. It always goes back to that I am that I am. Well, we just wanted a kid. You're enough. We didn't have any brothers and siblings or sisters or anything, because you're enough. Yeah, but why? Because we just wanted one. And why has the system got to be the way it is? Well, because it's always been that way. Why? Because you're too fucking stubborn to change it, and you keep bringing children into it. Oh, you're being disrespectful. You damn fucking right. This is, oh God, you try to be real, and then just as I'm saying that, YouTube will be like, no, you can't be. I'll play the live back later, and that won't even be in there anymore, because some guy sitting there listening to it's like, no, you can't say that. It just snuffed off my live. Sometimes I play the lives back, and it shows that something was missing that I said, and it's like, yeah, well, that's probably because it didn't follow community guidelines. Yeah, it always comes back to that level-headedness, like, oh, you got to make money yeah, otherwise, you're a loser. Loser with a capital L on the fucking forehead, because you don't conform and you don't show respect to the parents. Gave you all this stuff when you don't even remember how it's going to be born. Why does Jesus have to die for us in order for us to be saved? Why can't we save ourselves? Why can't he just be like an example for us? Why does even if God does kill everybody just so he can go be with him and all these babies and the ark and the fucking apple in the Garden of Eden, why has it got to be? It's still people making a decision and, going, looking for themselves, and everything just fucking made that way over the course of fucking the word live spelled backwards is evil. And people choosing the side of evil because they like it like they want to see, these motherfuckers, they want to see us suffer. They don't want anything to change. That's why everything's the way it is, because the elites and whatever. And then the parents don't even know what's happening, or they do know what's happening. It's like, oh, that's the way it is. I'm going to have a kid anyway. Jesus, fuck me. And all the while, it's like, why can't we just help each other? If we're going to have kids, bring them into a world where we all just help each other, man. It is a fucking stupid, dumbass reality. And it will continue to be that way until something is done. Because you can't just, you ever hear the old saying, you can't just sit around waiting and wishing for things to come true. You can't just keep on making videos on whatever YouTube. T-Sizzle goes into this. I'm starting to really listen to some of his old videos, Sick and Life, and about how he got fired because he said whatever. Anybody who hadn't heard it, go listen to it. And he's like, I know he wants, I would love to join your channel, T-Sizzle, but I can't. I'm broke as fuck. I can't even afford to pay 99 cents for a membership. But if I would, I could. All these people. Anyway, he goes into that about how if we have a system, it's like, I can't even remember what I was fucking saying, guys. I'm trying to keep up with my train of thought as best I can. Ever have so much to say you don't know how to say it, or you can't even keep up with your thoughts? But that's basically what it is. If you have a system, it's just monetized. People help each other, and just just like I was saying, and you can't just wait. Keep trying to make things. We can't just keep wishing things, making videos on YouTube or whatever, wanting things. You got to actually make it happen. And people are afraid of that. People are afraid of what will happen if some guy is going to come and rob them if they take the locks off their doors, which, that probably would happen. So you need to keep your locks on your doors. There are certain things in this world that you do need to have. But there are other things that are completely unnecessary, like judging people for their skin color, judging people for how much money they have, judging people. That whole stuff needs to go. It should have, the only reason why we got fucking black skin is because of the melanin in the skin to protect from the sun's rays. That's all it is, guys. I got the sun shining over me right now, and I got a pretty good tan coming on. Take all these walks and everything. As soon as I get off this live, I'm probably going to see if anybody else made a video. Maybe Gen Z and Tony the Tiger are going live right now. I wouldn't know because I'm doing my own fucking live. But I'm going to go and see it here as soon as I get off. Anyway, guys, that's the story of this live. That's the topic of this live. I hope you enjoy the live. We're going to be ending it soon. It's a very good topic. The sources of unfairness in the world. Parents and the monetary system. That the parents create the kids, and then we create the money for them to be slaves in. And that just seems unfair to me. If we live in a world where it's not so fear-based and slavery, then I can see how you'd want to bring kids in the world. But money is there to just everything's transactional, and you got to make sure that you earn your keep. Well, there's ways of doing that. There's ways of handling the system, and the work will still get done. Not having one person handle the work of 20 people. If your workload gets higher, then get more people in there. Why in the hell should somebody have to wait weeks on end, maybe even months, just to get a job to provide for themselves and have the things that's already here? Just these people on top or whatever, they make it that way on purpose. But a lot of these people would easily change the system. But I don't know. Why do you think you never see these people? Because why do you think you never see further than like the CEOs or the president or politics? Because they want to keep hidden. They don't want themselves to be known. And then everybody find out who they are and kill. Oh God! Now we can't have our system anymore because they killed us. They burned us alive. Now how are we supposed to fucking rob people and swindle people and dilute people? The Illuminati or whatever, if they even exist. The mafia, of course, that's organized crime. Anybody's ever seen The Godfather, go watch it. I'll make you an offer you can't refuse, guys. That kick-ass movie. I think you can actually get on YouTube and watch it for free. I mean, free with ads. Sometimes they have that even on YouTube. I know that YouTube sucks nowadays because you can't do as much as you used to, but it's just still every so often they'll have some nice things on there. Okay, we're going to be in the live soon. I hope you enjoyed it. I think this is my best live ever. Let me read some comments. We're already well over an hour now. Why should be the question, says Rick Clark. It was magical for sure, whatever that means. Pinched over. Adulthood should be way better than childhood. Reason why childhood is better is because imagination. Everything was magic. Yeah, I hear you. As a magic, we could still have magic in our lives if we just make it. I like doing my lives like this much better, where I just don't have to worry about having my finger over the phone. You guys can just look at my emblem. What is this? Let me get this off of here. Oh no, I hit the wrong. Pink stir. Let me read it here. Pink Dostoevsky. It's hard to pronounce. Sorry if I'm not saying it right. Just because the world has forgot their basic humanity, they will never drag me down to the. Oh God, how did I? Yeah, drag me down to their low level. I hear you. Let's see. Clark says, "Why should there be questions?" Pink Dostoevsky says, if nothing else, when we depart this world, we will be in endless sleep. If there's nothing, there's nothing. If there's something, there's something. But sleep sounds okay to me. Okay, you're entitled to think that way. Jesus did not die for us. Yeah, he died for himself, and we're supposed to follow his example. That's kind of how I feel. I mean, he sacrificed because he was different than everybody else. People are always afraid of what's different, right? He's an example. Follow his example. Go in peace. Peace be with you. You know, lost you. Thank you for the love. Oh, I'm sorry. And Drake Hart says, right. Okay, well, good. Well, I'm sorry. I mean, sometimes the microphone gets off. These planes flying over, and I'm sure I see nobody's watching right now. A lot of people got to be at work. Sometimes people are watching, but it just doesn't show on here. We're not in the live link. You know, let me just get myself together. I want to see if I have anything else to say, and then we're going to probably end it. So yeah, give me just a moment, guys. I'll be right back. Fucking, it's a good topic. It is a good topic. I still might take a break. I hadn't decided yet. Might even make a video right after I'm done here. But it's a good topic. Good topic. Talking about money and parents. It's like the root of all. I mean, it's more money than parents, because money can go away easily. The parents have a world they can create for us and have a better time. But the money doesn't necessarily have to be there. And that's kind of how it was in the poll the other day. It's like, yeah, you guys thought that money was a bigger issue than parents, and yeah, I think you're right. Give me a minute, guys. Can't believe it's going to be August a couple days. It's hot out here. Oh, man. Kids go back to school in about a couple of weeks. Hard to believe. See if anybody else wants to come on and join and say something real quick before I end it. We're already about an hour and 12 minutes. 82-minute live or 72-minute live or whatever. So yeah, I think that's pretty good. I don't want too much of my phone to give out. You know. Give me a second, guys. Okay, guys, let's start wrapping it up. I'm gonna start walking over this way now. Let's start wrapping this live up. I'm gonna be getting out of here pretty quick. Anybody wants to come on and say anything, you're more than welcome. Feel free to give comments later on if you missed it. Don't know when I'm gonna be doing my next content. I always tell you guys, hang in there. I know it's crazy. Peace to all. Love you all. I'll see you guys again when the time is right. And I'll be out in just a minute. Not yet. Almost. I'm not in it yet. Like I say, I want to see anybody else comes on. Okay, guys, we're going to end it pretty quick. I'm going to start walking over this way. I did pretty much 30 minutes of the live was out there in that field. Now I'm on the sidewalk again, walking back this way. I might go ahead and leave it going when I get back to where I was, but I might not. I hadn't decided yet. Greg Clark says, that's why we people having fun, because people are trying to cope and face reality. There you go. Noted, as Thought Provoker would say. Noted. Amazing. Oh God, as I'm walking here, I'm going to go ahead and some YouTubers to you guys if you haven't found them yet. Prison Called Live, which also is the big club, his second channel. Meaningless Cycle. Hope he comes back and makes content soon. If not, then he has a wonderful channel. Steve Brown, Life with Over 896. Let's see. Who else am I forgetting? Thought Provoker. There's a lot of them, guys. Tragic Reality. Javal the Doomer. Reaper, who used to be Ignorance is Bliss. He'll probably be making, I'll probably get off of here and he'll probably be making a video talking about the fucking the psycho creator of this program. That guy cracks me up. And if what he's saying is true, then yeah, hopefully we just die and that's it. And I just feel sorry for that guy that has to, fucking control us. Oh my God. Let's see, I'm going to end this here in just a minute. I want to go off and see if anybody else is doing a live right now. I can talk. I just got off my live. Yay. And I can be on their live chat or whatever. Let's see, I'm going to be in it here in a minute, guys. Anybody want to come on and say hi or whatever? I don't see anybody. I got 5 likes, but I don't see anybody watching. What's my phone at? My phone is at 40%. What time is it? Right now it's 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock where I am. I'm in Central Time Zone, Oklahoma City. So yeah, I think we've done a pretty good live here. Not going to be too much longer. I'm still out here walking around. Let me scream into the wind. I just finished my 113th official live on YouTube. There, now the whole world knows. If God or whatever is walking beside me, he knows now. That was a joke. I think that everything is within. I think we're all creating our reality, and I think that we're not facing the reality that we have created around us. And we're too, I saw something the other day. Introverts, I think it's more like the introverts are the people that are, not really noticing what's going on. Or they do know what's going on, they don't do anything about it. Or the people that are external, they like to cause suffering. There's so many reasons for the world to suck. And it could all be easily fixed if people would just fucking shut up and help each other. And you just feel like, why? And Jesus Christ, one person, he'd been dead for 2,000 years. He lives inside of us. Yeah, well, it's not helping anything. I got a video in my post about Abraham Hicks. It's from a long time ago. Oh, Jesus, just a regular guy, and he just tells a story of how he thought, how he could be an example, how he just comes through the experience to those that would listen to him. A lot of people want to put him, he's divine and we're all just stupid and we're just doomed if we don't accept him. And they're allowed to think that. But I still think that we're all just simply creating our reality, and we're creating a pretty crappy reality where nobody can just help each other and everything's got to be monetized. And you keep bringing children in that, and all it's going to do is make the wheel spin around. Puppet, marionette, slave, sheep's in the herd. Fucking goddamn robots. And if the fucking robots do take over, how the hell is anybody supposed to make money? Oh, you got to make YouTube channel. Oh, you got to become an entrepreneur. Motherfucker, that's going to happen for everybody. Let's be real. Face reality. Oh my God. I'm walking through the little playground now. I'm going to be in it here in a second, guys. I've been on for well over an hour, yapping pretty much the whole time. And if nobody else is going to come on, then I am going to fucking end it. And it's been a pleasure talking to you guys again, and I don't know what I'm going to do my next thing. I don't know what I'm going to do my next live. If anything, my next thing will be a video. I've been live. This pretty kick-ass live. And if I do another live, I think I pretty much already hit on most everything. I go into greater detail about this, but parents and money, because that's the root of it, a lot of it. It's not everybody can just walk out and get a job. Not everybody can just leave the parents' house. The system is rigged and set up for you to just get fucked over and fucked around. And it shouldn't be like that. I'm gonna end here. If nobody shows up in like the next minute or so, I am gonna fucking end it. I see somebody. Anybody want to say anything? I see somebody there. I'm gonna end it soon, guys. If you miss the live, then it'll be on my channel and you guys can listen to it later, leave comments or whatever. I think it's a really good subject. I think a lot of people need to be focusing on these issues. If you're going to have a child, you need to bring him into a fair world. And if the world is not fair, there's no point in bringing them here. That's, go ahead and have kids. There goes my phone. I'll look at it here in a minute. Yeah, just let it. I'm going to be in this here in a second anyway. Go ahead, let's let it ring. I do just about everything on my phone. Yeah, if you're going to have kids, bring them into a fair world. If you're not going to bring them into a fair world, there's no point in having them, because they're just going to suffer to a piece of paper that we created. That's just wrong. That's unfair. That's fucked up, and it's stupid, and it shouldn't be that way. These motherfuckers, they like to make it that way. The money system could easily be abolished, but the people, this thing like, all people can't take care of themselves. The parents keep bringing them here because they want to give their life meaning, and it's fucked up and crazy. It's a hellish realm that we've created. It's meaningless. It's overrated. It's fucking prison. I'm talking about YouTubers. Yeah, pointless rat race. Yeah, love that guy. I wish he'd make another video. His new channel just sits there. He never does anything on it, and that's fine. I think he's done. I think that guy's long gone. Pointless rat race is wonderful. And let's see, thought provoker. Man, provoking your thoughts today. It's a tragic reality because we make it that way, and yeah. The Reaper will meet us all one day, and what state of mind and consciousness we'll be in when we leave this plane. Because this plane is all about just, unfairness. Just about any kind of crap happens here, and it's all about dealing with it. And, stuff happens, we got to deal with it. Fucking hope that works out for the better. And like I say, hoping doesn't really get us anywhere. We got to take action. And how can we do that unless we make money? How do we make money unless we be a slave? How do we be a slave unless two people bring us into the world? How do two people bring us into the world until they make a conscious decision? Why'd you have me? Oh, because I wanted as a kid. Did you even think about what the kid would have to go through and whether or not they want to do the stuff that you've put them in? I'm not a cloud in the sky, guys. Out here in the middle of the field. I think I might end the live with a shot of the sun here, like I did before. Yeah. So yeah, when you see the sun, that'll mean the live's about to end. I see somebody sitting there. Let me check it. Yeah, I know somebody's watching. I'll end the live. It'll show like 50 people watched, and some of them just watched and went away, and that's fine. And I don't expect anybody to stay there for the whole live. Just like when I'm scrolling and everything, When I make a nice, long, meaningful live like this, I want to make sure enough people are here and that I say everything I want to say, because then I'll be like, I should have ended it, and I should have said that. I don't want to end it until just the right moment. It's my fucking live. I'll do as I please with it. It's my channel. That is until it gets fucking striked out, because copyright issues, which, don't ever, if you guys ever start a channel, make sure you don't have any music playing or copyright issues or anything. It'll get on you. I've been gotten on too for that, but they didn't get, right now I don't got any strikes. Hope it stays that way. Now that I said that, I'll probably get in for age restriction on this. The other night, I was putting hashtags on all my content from all those months ago, all my old content, and got a lot of age restrictions when I did that. We can't, just like something pops up. It's like they hear something on there. It becomes public. You gotta be careful with it. Every little thing, you gotta be careful. It's enough to drive anybody crazy. But yeah, let's have a fair system. Let's have a fair system where everybody just helps each other if we're going to bring kids into that. That's all I'm going to say for this live. I'm out. Anybody else wants to say anything, you better hurry, because it's in about 30 seconds. I'm going to be ending it here, guys. I appreciate all you guys' time today. And yeah, see you guys later. Have fun. Bye-bye. No, I don't want you seeing my face. Now you know what I look like. Broke this phone the other day. It didn't. There we go. So yeah, you guys wondering what I look like. That's what I look like. Okay, guys, I'm ending it. Peace. Bye-bye for now. Over and out.